Amanda, it's great to see you. If we can have 7 minutes, that'll be great. I'm a big fan of yours, as you know. I've met you several times. What does it feel like to be one of the standouts in this modern era of women's boxing?
Well, it feels amazing. I mean, it's big shoes to fill. I mean, to be at the top and make sure that you stay on top. It's really hard, and to be a role model for these young women in the sport. It's an honor, but it's also I think the hardest job I have.
How do you keep going like this into your 30s? You're so tenacious, so vicious as a fighter, and yet such a beautiful person and a beautiful woman. Where does that come from?
I don't know. I think I'm borderline a little crazy in the
Yeah,
head.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, I love going in there and fighting, getting punched in the face. I don't mind. Every now and then I ask my trainer. I said I want one of those fights where you just don't stop bleeding. And I got that fight when I fought Erica Cruz for Undisputed. So those are the fights that I like. Definitely. I'm all around. I know how to box, but I'm a fighter at heart. I love to fight.
Es voy a hablar en español un momento. ¿Es el fuego de la latinoamericana o no? ¿Es the fire of the
Claro
Latin
que
American
sí.
woman as well?
Claro que sí, es en mi sangre, ese
It's in your
sazón.
blood. It's natural.
It's in my, yeah, it's in my blood. I don't know, honestly to God, I don't know where it comes from because outside of the ring, I am like the, I don't like to get into confrontations, don't like to argue. I'm scared of pretty much everything. But when I go into that ring, I'm a totally different person. The real deal comes out of me, and I just go out there and I fight, and I fight with my whole heart and soul.
I was there in New York, had an amazing week when everybody turned out from all over America and all around the world to support your amazing contest with Katie Taylor that feels a little bit like unfinished business. Are we going to see this rematch or not? Or do you think she's maybe running scared from the rematch with you, even though you're naturally the smaller woman?
You know what? I don't think us women, we're not scared. We're not scared of each other. We don't feel anyone. If we did, we
Or
would show
avoiding
some
you then,
different
or
support.
avoiding you, or avoiding you.
No, Katie's a tough fighter. I mean, I would love the rematch, and I know she loves the rematch too because that's a question in her career, and I think she wants to prove to everyone that she did win, but she's not gonna have the same amount of the real deal Serrano in there with her, and like I've been saying, Katie's the only girl that I'm willing to go back to the 2 minutes. If she takes the 3 minutes, then that's even better for me. But Katie, yeah, she will get the 2 minutes if she wants it. But I would definitely love the rematch if she wants it, and I think this time I will get the knockout.
Can I talk to you about 2 and 3 minute rounds? I mean, I've been in the sport a long time. I've supported women's boxing a long time. Supported the court case that Jane Couch had 27 years ago against the British Boxing Board of Control to become the first licensed professional in the UK. And I, followed Jane's a lunatic, frankly, but but she goes way back where she had no money. She slept in journalists' rooms in hotels because she had no money. She fought everyone. She's a legend. She's in the Hall of Fame this summer, which I'm really delighted about.
Deserving, yeah, deserving of it.
Absolutely. But I you know this yourself. Aerobic and anaerobic is different with 2 and 3 minute rounds. But I have a theory that some of the most exciting fights we're seeing at the moment are women's fights because they're 2 minute rounds. And maybe men's fights will go to 2 minute rounds eventually.
Not necessarily. I think we make exciting fights depending on who we're fighting, the girls who are fighting each other.
Yeah.
The best fight best now, and that's what makes exciting fights to go out there. Styles do make fights, so depending on in there. But I have the same output in 3 minutes that I did in 2 minutes. As you saw my last fight, I went there, I threw like over 1,000 punches, and I went out there and I fought as if I was fighting the 2 minutes. So
Yeah.
that's just who I am. That's just who I think the 3 minutes allows us to get an extra minute of either going out there and fighting. But sometimes the 2 minute rounds with women, like I said, styles make fights. Some 2 minutes are really boring. They're not exciting. So
Yeah.
that's sloppy. So we don't have. It's like the 2 minutes to me is like a sprint. Like you have to go out there and we have to just give it all. You don't have time to do the head movements or to set up the punches. Now with the extra minute, we can sit down and relax a little bit, set up. Maybe we'll have the more devious knockouts and stuff. But I think it's just the 2 minutes. It's just it's such sloppiness, and we have to showcase that.
Well, here's what I think is that you guys should be paid the same amount anyway as men, whether you fight 2 or 3 minute rounds. I don't think the number of minutes you fight should dictate what you're paid. You need parity with the men's game. Just let me ask 2 more questions, please, because I was
but when you were saying that, it also depends because not too many women sell, so you can't just so you have.
But boxing's, but Amanda, boxing's not a meritocracy. Some of the greatest boxers on earth in men's boxing don't get paid as much as people that are showmen. It's not a meritocracy boxing. It's the Wild West. You deserve to be paid hugely for your sport. You should never have to work again when you stop. You should be able to invest in massively in what you're doing, whether it's gyms around the world. No, you are an icon. There's no question about it.
I vote you for president.
No, but I've been following you a long time. I've been following. I know. I'm sorry, I'm in the dark here a little bit. But it's the only place I could get the best connection. It's brilliant to see you. How long do you go on? And how do you want to be remembered when you're eventually hanging up those gloves?
Well, I'm going into my 50th pro fight. In March, I'll be 15 years as a professional. So I don't think it's much longer you're going to see Amanda the Real Deal Serrano as a professional. I have maybe 1 or 2 more fights. It's up to the team. My trainer, how he feels. Definitely going to stay in the sport. I'm managing fighters now. I just signed an 18-year-old. I have 2 of my fighters. They're fighting on my undercard. So I'm super proud of that as well. And I just want to be remembered as a game changer, as a woman that, that was a great role model to the young kids, showing that I can be respectful outside the ring, but go in there and handle my business, go out there, become 7th division world champion, undisputed champion, without ever disrespecting any of my opponents or any women in the sport of boxing. It's bad enough we get discrimination against the men. From the men, we don't need to do it with each other. We go out there and we are women in and out the ring, and go out there and put out a performance and showcase women's boxing. So that's what I want to be remembered as, a great fighter, as a great champion.
Much love and respect to you, sister. Go and do your thing. We look forward to seeing it. And tell Jake Paul to get a flaming haircut.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.